I bought Silent Hill 4 game guide and I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks you need to know. After opening the game, many fans may be surprised and confused as to how this game runs, because in addition to the other games, this game changes. This one-bedroom apartment is the nexus of everything that is going to happen in Silent Hill 4, and you will return to it after completing each world. After completing a few simple events, a hole will appear in your bathroom. For the first part of the game, this will be the only way to leave your room. The hole leads to different worlds, beginning with a subway world. When one world is completed, the hole will change in appearance, and it will then lead to a different world. Once a world is complete, you cannot return to it at all. Later in the game though, you'll be given an opportunity to revisit certain past worlds. Then you can have the chance to pick up any items you missed when you first played. Now let's talk about the reasons why you need to go to room 302. So let's start with a save point. There is only one save point in Silent Hill 4, and that is the orange notebook on the living room side table. You cannot save the game without returning to your apartment. The second is for the continue points. When you use a portal to return to room 302 and then return through the hole in your apartment, you set up a continue point. This means that if you're killed and chose to continue from the title screen, you'll be returned to the moment in time you re-entered the world from your apartment. The third one is the item chest. In previous Silent Hills, you could hold any number of items, but in Silent Hill 4, you have only 10 inventory slots. Making things even tighter is the fact that items do not stack. 2 boxes of bullets take 2 slots, not 1. In order to keep acquiring new items, you'll need to return to your apartment frequently to store items in your chest. At number 4, we have subplot events. From your apartment, you can also monitor the outside world through the windows of the peephole in your door, attempting to make calls from your phone and listen to reports on the radio. Usually these are optional, but looking through your peephole is a good way to get to know the game's other characters. You can also witness the gradual corruption of your apartment. The fifth reason is because of gifts and messages. Throughout the game, notes will be slipped beneath your door, which contain important storyline information. Some even contain keys or other items you'll need to progress. So, when you get stuck, it often pays to return home and see if anyone has slipped you a clue. At number 6 is free healing. Your health slowly regenerates while you're in your apartment, making it an easy way to max out your health and giving you a little reason to use health recovery items. This feature won't last forever though, so enjoy it while you can. Now let's talk about difficulty mode differences. Whenever you begin a new game in Silent Hill 4, you can select one of the 3 difficulty modes. The game does not punish or reward this decision. You can complete the game and get any endings in any version. These decisions does affect the ranking awarded to you at the end. The differences include enemy attributes, enemy behavior, recovery items and ammo, puzzle difficulty, and the continuous system. On enemy attributes, we learn that every enemy has different stats in different versions of the game. Some differ only slightly, but others can change significantly. Gumheads, for example, have 3 times as many hit points in hard game mode as they do in easy mode. On average, enemies are about 25% weaker in easy mode compared to normal mode and 50% tougher in hard mode. This is by far the most significant difference between difficulty modes. In Silent Hill, each enemy has 2 measures of resilience that decrease when they're hit points and fortitude. An enemy falls down when you knock its fortitude to 0, but won't die until its hit points hit 0. Most enemies have significantly more hit points than they do fortitude, and after lying down for a few seconds, fortitude will regenerate and the monster will rise again. What this basically means is that most enemies who fall down aren't dead, and unless you can deliver a killing blow before they get up, you'll have to fight them again, and maybe again after that. To deliver a killing blow, just rush over to a fallen enemy and hit the attack button. Usually, you'll stomp the enemy with your boot, but some weapons like the spade or the pickaxe has special killing blows. Any killing blows will kill a fallen enemy instantly. You can certainly kill enemies without them, but it's a waste of ammo and energy. Sniffer dogs, for example, take about 8 bullets to kill, but will fall down after 4. If you're ready with a timely killing blow, you'll save half a clip worth of bullets. Now let's head to charge attacks. Half of the weapons in Silent Hill have special attacks that you can charge up and unleash for a special attack. Charge attacks usually do more damage and have a wider range of attack that can hit multiple foes. You charge special attacks by holding down the attack button, which makes the C-shaped bar to the right of your health bar fill up. Since the bar decreases slowly, it will often increase even while you're rapidly attacking. When you release the attack button with a full bar, you will unleash your special attack, and Henry will be momentarily invulnerable. The utility of this attack varies drastically weapon by weapon, as does the speed at which it charges. When weapons have very useful charge attacks, it may be good to ready your weapon and charge up your attack, then slowly approach foes. Some players though rarely use charge attacks because they prefer faster paced combat. If that's the case, you'll probably prefer the broken wine bottle to the steel pipe. If you use charge attacks frequently, then the steel pipe is clearly your superior weapon. Monsters are flesh and blood creatures like you and I. They can be hurt and killed and splattered all over the walls. Ghosts, on the other hand, are already dead, and while they have some substance, they cannot be destroyed. The best you can hope to achieve when fighting a ghost is to knock it down long enough for you to use a sort of obedience to pin it in a place, or just to get out of the room. Each ghost represents a particular murder victim in the game's storyline. These ghosts are known by their victim numbers, which are marked on the map keys for each area in the walkthrough. While most of the ghosts have different stats, their individual identities are important in one other way. If you use a sort of obedience to impale a particular ghost in one area, that ghost will not be able to appear in future areas. If you pay attention to which ghosts give you the most trouble, you'll know which one to use your sword of obedience on in the future playthrough. Leave through the door in the supply room and you'll end up at a 3-story staircase that's infested with tremors and haunted by various ghosts. The door at the top leads to the room with the birthday cake, still haunted by the ghost of Eric Walsh. Here you can put the cake candles into the cake and pick up the final key item, the stuffed cat, right by the door. If you continue out the south door, you can retrace the path by which you entered this area last time. Floors B2 and B1 are rife with sniffer dogs, but those willing to deal with them can collect a nutritional drink on B2 and a holy candle, box of revolver bullets, and driver golf club on level B1. To find the revolver bullets, you'll have to search the hood of the yellow car. Cynthia becomes trapped in Walter Sylvian's subway otherworld. She's later murdered as a 16th sacrament temptation. Cynthia is first seen through the window in room 302, standing near the subway entrance. Henry Townshend soon finds Cynthia in the subway world. She is convinced that she had become trapped in a terrible dream. After admitting her fear of the place, she asks Henry to help her find a way out of the station, stating that she will repay him with a special favor. During the escort, she becomes nauseous and rushes into the woman's restroom and disappears. After Henry returns, he discovers her locked in a subway car and reunites with her. Later, Cynthia manages to find an exit from the station and calls Henry over the public address system. She suddenly screams as Walter Sylvian attacks her. By the time Henry reaches her, Cynthia is already dying. She is covered in blood with 1621 carved into her left breast. Later on, when Henry returns to the subway station in the game, Cynthia becomes a victim. 16 of the 21 sacraments. She now comes after Harry as the other victims do. She slithers on the ground when being attacked and impales Henry with her bare hands to grab his heart. You have 4 different endings. The first one is when you keep Eileen alive and the apartment is clear. This ending is called Escape. And this is the best ending in which both Eileen and Henry survive together to begin a new life. The second one is Mother, where the apartment is haunted. Eileen and Henry survive, but the ghosts of room 302 take their toll in a disturbing way. When Eileen is dead, you have the third ending, which is Eileen's death. Walter has been beaten, but can Henry ever forgive himself for his failure to protect Eileen? And the last ending, where the apartment is again haunted and Eileen is dead, is the 21 Sacraments. Well, you beat Walter, but the world is still doomed. This is not a good ending.
Yesterday, in Ashfield and the woods near Silent Hill, the bodies of 5 apparent murder victims and a 6th severely wounded female were discovered. It is believed to be that of its occupant, Henry Townsend. The body was reportedly disfigured beyond recognition, making identification impossible. Once again, we've got late-breaking news. 5 unnamed police officers have been found dead for reasons unknown in the South Ashfield Heights apartments, along with its superintendent, Mr. Frank Sunderland. All other residents of South Ashfield Heights have been rushed to St. Jerome's Hospital, many complaining of severe chest pain. These strange incidents are similar to the ones which occurred in Silent Hill some years ago. More news to follow.
You need to keep Eileen alive if you want the good ending. So these are some of the strategies you can employ to protect Eileen from taking damage or becoming cursed. Good strategies include keeping her unarmed so she won't run up to difficult enemies and intentionally abandoning her in enemy-free rooms before difficult parts of the game. But if you simply make it a habit to kill all non-ghost enemies after entering a room, you shouldn't have too much trouble keeping her safe even when she is armed and by your side. Many things curse Eileen, but the most precious by far is direct hits by monsters. You also need to purify room 302. There are 14 different hauntings that can occur in your apartment. Although you're unlikely to see all of them in a single game, what matters is that you deal with the ones that you do see. If you can clear 80% of the hauntings that occur in your apartment with the use of holy candles and saint medallions, you'll make the cutoff to get the better endings. Keeping the shabby doll out of your item chest is a big help in keeping your apartment under control. Now I made some pictures of all of the Silent Hill 4 game guide maps so you can watch. Let's talk about the villain of the whole game, Walter. In the later half of the game, Walter is a ghost-like presence that pursues you doggedly throughout certain areas, refusing to die no matter what you throw at him. He is not actually a ghost, however, he is invulnerable to anti-spirit measures and doesn't damage you with his presence. usually packs a gun as well as a pipe, chainsaw, or second gun depending on the area. Fleeing from him is difficult since he's happy to stand still and shoot you, but it's nearly always the best option. Make sure Eileen doesn't have any weapons equipped when you encounter him, or she'll pick a fight with him that you just can't win. When he's really in your way, you can fight him at melee range by hitting him in the side. Even if you knock him down though, he'll be back up to full health as soon as you enter the next room, so be careful. Here are some pictures from the art section. This was the video for today. If you like it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so whenever I upload a new video, it will come directly to you. It took me a long time to edit this video, and the game guide was really expensive, so it would really help me if you hit that subscribe button or just comment. Thank you everyone, we're growing so much and I am so proud for each and every single one of my aimers. And if you watch the video until the end, then comment a star and a zombie.